So we both agree the channel's going to be important in the AI era. And you and I spent a lot of time in IT distribution. A company we know really well, Pax8, recently put out a report, a white paper, a study called the Agentic Inflection Point, and it's fascinating, right? I hope you've had a chance to read it. It really talks about the new era of channel partners, right? This concept that managed service providers of today need to transform into managed intelligence providers of the future so they can be that valuable consultant to the customers, right? And so I think it's a really fascinating path that they've, vision that they've shared. And it's a bit of a wake up call too, right? They're talking about partners having to really ramp themselves up on AI and the technologies and the outcomes and the complexities around it so that they can be useful to the customers. And they're saying that the partners that don't make that shift are an endangered species. We kind of saw that in the cloud era again, to draw a parallel, right? The ones that didn't shift to the cloud started to struggle and get left behind. I think the difference today is I think the shift with AI is happening even faster than what we saw in the cloud era. So what do you think of that? This whole concept of managed intelligence provider. Do you agree with that? And do you see the need for IT service providers of today to kind of get up, and they need to get their arms around this and their heads around this very, very quickly to be useful to their customers?
Yeah. I think that body of work is really insightful. I think there's a bunch of other bodies of work that are kind of coming to similar conclusions. And I'll distill it down just to the conversations I've been in. I've been fortunate just in the last couple of weeks. I've been at a couple of events, and you know how it is. You're at events, you get to talk to a lot of people that are across the spectrum of where they are and adopting technology and how their business is doing, et cetera. And one of the things that I saw a lot of people kind of chuckling about is that some of this is this emphasis on, well, what's the acronym going to be? And most people I've talked to, and I'm in this camp, I think that that's fun but not really relevant. Like, our acronyms are going to change, et cetera, et cetera. The more interesting conversation is what's happening, like what's going on underneath it. My take is that AI is the thing that we're looking at because it's the technology that's changing. I actually think the transformation is actually about the idea that anybody that's providing technology solutions to businesses are on a multi-year macro trend that if you're going to be successful in providing technology to a solution or to a company or to a customer, you have got to transform to being somebody that is actually delivering a business outcome for that customer. And the idea of what the business outcome is also evolving. So what you had to do in the past was provide technology, describe to them what it could do, and they owned getting to the business outcome. Well, I think that those days are almost over. Anybody providing technology knows they have to take some accountability for making sure that the technology delivers a business outcome. And I think AI is just going to put that on rocket fuel, where if you're going to be a successful provider of technology, business to business technology, you're going to have to get closer and closer to the business outcome that you're driving. And so I'll use agents as an example. In a world of agentic AI, that means you may, a couple years from now, not be selling all the hardware and software that delivers an outcome. You may be selling an agent. If you're an MSP or whatever the acronym is at that time, you would have sold hardware and software 5 years ago, and 5 years from now, you're selling an agent to somebody because what they want to buy from you is a business outcome.